Hope everybody had a good week. So today is going to be kind of a clean with me day, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain kind of how we came about to buy this house. You know, like where we were in our life. I guess just how it all happened is the only way to explain it. I'm not going to say it's not a good story. I think it's a good story. And then hopefully after today, the house will be clean. We'll get some good planning in tomorrow. And then the following weekend, really start making some progress on some of these things that I've been thinking about for, a year or two.
Without you, I remember myself, my name. Forgot about all you tried to change. Familiar was the sound of your voice as I continue to walk on by. It has been a year and now I'm living on the line. It has been a year and now I'm thinking what's mine, that I'm better off right here without you. That I'm better off right here without you. That I'm better off right here without you. Forgetful, I admit that I've lost my place. My memory's gone erased. Like a scratch, only the scar remains. For we are better apart from all the pain. Distant like the stars above. There's no love I cannot see. No love I cannot.
Found these in the wall. Wonder who he is. Or where that picture was taken. Seemed like a pretty cool guy. Dressed up nice. I don't know. Could have been the guy that did all the work in the 60s. It's just the old shuffle. So I kind of moved everything out of here, cleaned good, and then now I can try to kind of move some stuff back over on this side.
You and me, hanging from the willow tree, quietly drifting in the open breeze. Suddenly, the wind blows you away from me now.
Alright, this is the story of how we found our forever home.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
So before we can start talking about how we got to the stone house, I think we need to talk about where we started. And the house that we live in now was actually Sarah's family's house when they were growing up. So you moved here when you were 9.
Yeah, and I lived here until I was probably 16. And then my parents bought another house next door. I have a big family and we needed more rooms. I have 6 kids in my family. They started renting the house that we live in now, and it was rented until we purchased it after we got married. Everybody thinks it'd be nice to be like passive income from a rental, but it's never passive.
No, renting is not super easy all the time. So when we got our hands on this house, when we decided to buy this house, we knew it was not our forever house. We knew that it needed a lot of work. Ultimately, we knew that we didn't want to live here forever. I mean, I didn't want to live here for even a year, and we've been here for 12.
Well, so we bought it and we made it livable.
Yeah.
And at some point we decided, okay, we're going to try to move. And I think it's when we started on to our second child. And the fact that the house is very close to the road made us want to move that much more.
Yeah, there was a lot of reasons that we wanted to move.
So then we said, okay, so what are our options? You know, you buy a house somewhere else. So we looked and looked and looked, couldn't really find anything that we liked. And then we said, well, how about we build? And we kind of fell into that. We got a good deal on some land, and we just kind of went with it. We paid for house plans. Once we started getting quotes from builders to build the house, that's when we, I don't know, I hate to call it cold feet, but I think just reality struck that building a new house was kind of just out of our price range. And even if we could have afforded it, it's like, who wants to be house poor? You know, who wants to get paid and then give 80% of your check to your house payment every single month? So it just wasn't.
Now we give like 100%.
Now we give 100%, but that's different. It's temporary. So yeah, so it was unfortunate. We lost money on that whole thing, buying the land, building the barn, paying for the plans. But, you know, whatever. You live and you learn. So oddly enough, I guess, when it all came to head that we were not going to be able to build a new house, the stone house came up for sale 4 miles down the road. We just, I don't know, I guess I looked at it online and called the realtor, and it just kind of happened. I think we pretended that we didn't want it. Like, both of us pretended like we didn't want it for the first 2 weeks.
I remember talking on the phone when you were at work about it. And we were just like, this is too crazy. We're not going to do this. We know it needs too much work.
Well, that's the thing, is we knew how much it needed for work. We knew that it wasn't exactly what we wanted.
And just researching like how to make a stone house efficient.
Oh yeah, because we were big on the whole efficiency thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just like, you can't make this house warm. I mean, we're going to spend $1,000 a month in heat. Like, that's the opposite of what we wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked at it again. This is pre-tools. Like, this is before I owned any Milwaukee tools. This is before anything. No experience. We were just like, let's do it. How long is it going to take? You know, how hard can it really be?
We've always said 5 years.
I did always say 5 years. So when people ask me, like, how much longer it's going to be, it's like, I don't know. It's going to be as long as it's going to be. I mean, granted, if it takes 20 years, I mean, obviously that's ridiculous, but I'll have it paid off by the time we move in.
We won't have any kids.
But that's the story in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I hate that saying. Ugh, I'm going to take that out. So that's basically the story. Where we were, we knew we didn't want to be here long term, and we were going to build, and that completely imploded. And then we found this house. I mean, I'd say that it worked out pretty good so far. I mean,
so far.
We're not in that house yet, but I guess that's it. That's the story. Now my challenge is to edit that down to 5 minutes.
Born from the same branch and leaves, wild and free, living here.
I don't know how good you all feel about this, but I feel really good about getting this so clean. Wow, gained quite a few subs today already. I think it's 5 or 6. That's pretty good for a morning. Last video did really well. Thank you for watching it, everybody. It's got 2,500 views in one day. That's, you know, when I first started out 2 years ago on YouTube, I would be lucky if a video had 50 views. And that's just the way YouTube is, you know. You start out, you don't start out with a ton of views. But some of you have just been here every single week, week after week, and you comment and you like, and you tell me what you're thinking, and I just appreciate it. You're the true motivator. It's the best motivator I have for working on this house every single weekend, and I just greatly appreciate it. But if you're just tuning in for this one video, hi. Welcome to the channel. Hope you hit that sub button and you want to stick around for the next 2 years, because it's probably going to be a couple more years. Hey everyone, lighting is not very good. Okay, house is clean. Sarah and I talked about it, and I'm going to continue on with this hallway, and I'm going to concentrate on the ceiling. You all remember this ceiling here. I'm going to be doing the same type of wood up here. Now I wish I had all this sanded and prepped and ready to go, but I don't. So that's probably mostly what I'll be doing today. There's not very many pieces. This is 40 inches, so I'm only going to need like 8 pieces or so
to get all the way across there. And we do have a little bit of a special idea, and I'll share it with you now, even though, you know, if it doesn't work out, I'll just have to scrap the idea, but I'll show you the idea. You're on my stairway where it turns to go up the second level, and as you can see the light pretty well up there. So I came up with the idea to use something that we have, and Sarah really liked the idea, and we're gonna go with it. We're gonna see how it turns out. I have a huge stained glass window here that we bought at a garage sale. And the type of stained glass that's in these little pieces here match what's in our windows in the other bedrooms. Eh? What do you think? Something like that? It's probably really hard to show you, but you get the general idea. What I'm gonna do first is put my wood in just like this ceiling here. I'm just gonna do all of it. That way, if we change our mind in the future and want to take that window down and just have it be like a normal ceiling, or if anybody in the future wants to take that window down, then they'll have what looks to be a finished ceiling up there already. Whatever I make and put up there will be removable. Does that make sense? All right, where do we start? I'm done with my first pass of 40 grit. Now I've got to put them back up here. I'll do the 40 grit one more time, and then I'm going to do 120 grit, and then I got to do the belt sander at 120. 4 of my 8 boards are in triage, where they're like chipped out or something, and I've got them glued together. Tape holds it actually really well if you wrap it about 3 times. I'm going to let these sit. Just going to put these off to the side kind of right here. I might even put a couple pieces up today. Maybe. Doing good. It's incredibly hard to show you where I am here because of the light, but you can see I made my way. I've got 4 pieces there. Another 4 to go. I like the way it's turning out. Pretty happy with it. I appreciate you all watching the video, and for those of you that tuned in for my live feed, thanks for stopping in. Some of you watched, I think, for the full hour of me just sanding boards, and that's cool. I think everybody had a good conversation. And I know Sarah got on there and was talking with everybody, so that's cool. I might do that again, who knows. It's kind of fun. But that is going to do it for me, and I guess I won't see you until I turn that camera on again. Have a good week, everybody.